in the town of Menuhin and with the picturesque alpine of Chilean. More than 100 riders across 122 trades started this stage, which saw the riders go well 11,000 feet. There's always going to be where individuals would look to grab valuable King of the Mountain points, but history always this race would ultimately come together, and it would be the peloton who would get led by Quinhai Rural. They had the responsibility of the yellow jersey. Skatel Ustadi there with their famous orange colours, bringing a real element of excitement to this race. The nomadic people of Jin well out in full force. One of the big industry, that of yak. Small group got away initially, but ultimately down to a sprint finish, and it would be us of the Quick Pro team who would grab victory over Alexander, the previous day stage winner Enrico Zanincello for Ardiani. And wasn't he delighted? Aaron Gate wearing number 1. Well known New Zealand round out the top 10. Good to see Scott the Australian finishing in 6th. And then earlier today, of course, all the fanfare that goes with the sport of cycling of the teams. 2 trade teams in all. Kerner Farmer, its boys out of Spain. Eclectic mix of riders from right around the world, including New Zealand and Eritrea. Being rider there as well. There's been a real revelation at this have been the Petrolite. Today's stage winner, Martin Lark. Enjoying a very good victory for him. The Quinhai Rural team, well, I'm here with such numbers that is just absolutely stacked. This last year, and the leader in the yellow jersey, Guillermo Silva. Tian Yudeho, another one of the Chinese trades. The man in the blue jersey is the leading rider. Every is the man from Iran. Sprint Ace jersey on the shoulders of Alexander stage win, a couple of second place stages as well. And he has a feed over Manuel Penalva, stage 1, the man who rides Alti, Visit Malta. They also have the Mountains jersey, and arguably the most admirer of the tour, the Swiss rider Hello, who has a comfortable lit in the polka dot jersey. Well, the boys, they've got the work to do to try and win this tour. Aaron Gate, Anton Kuzman, seeing if they can get Harold Martin Los into yellow. OPEC. Temperature, well, 19 degrees warm at the finish line. But one thing we remember with this tour is to be comfortable with your head above the clouds. Chilean, well, it sits in an altitude of just under 9,000 feet. Today we'll go above 12,000. The village that they in sits at 11,000 feet of Kangja, 160.7 kilometres, and it is a start. The first 20.9 kilometres is straight uphill. It will go from 8.5 feet to almost 13 feet in the space of 30 to 40 kilometres. There he is, Guillermo Silva. second in this year. Looking to try and go this year. Simon Pallot, he's so in the polka dot. An opportunity, what a moment. His teammate who will wear his jersey after that remarkable performance yesterday. He was very, very good. Last 200 to 300 metres. Alexander Solby. Leading Asian rider, as mentioned, Saeed Savraday, run in the blue. Number of teams this year, trade teams, Hunter, Mentec, Ning Star, Ching, Phoenix Scom, Hexiang Cycling Team, Jing, the Noah team, Rap LT Wu Cycling Team, which is the national team, and then the Hyundai Hotel Cycling. Good to see the King of the Mountains, the yellow jersey, Simon Pell, Guillermo Silva, in a little bit of a chat. They understand the sport, degree of camaraderie, and the hurt goes on until attack play out and ends well in a sporting sense piece. The Kiwi Jackson there with the long hair, head of stage 3, got out. Simon Pallot for along that stage, the man from Wellington. The question for him is, can he survive this first climb? A lot of these riders have gone out on brick, will be very, very sore, very tired. Chief Commissaires, riders the go-ahead to start here on stage 5 of the 20th edition of the Tour of Quinhai. There's always a little bit of an encouragement here, a couple of riders to go and test themselves. It was such a brutal climb to come. The riders in the main peloton will just be a little bit measured, and that is how things stand. You see Guillermo Silva, Cito Cepeda, and who finished on stage 2, and then Henry Lebrun from Astana 2 or 2 years ago, 4th last year. At the stage, well, it starts at around 2,700 metres. The first climb at Udongshu Mountain is at 3,800 metres. Then a little bit of an undulation downhill and up. Next 50 kilometres. Then the highest point of today's start, the Quinhai Mountain at 3,065 metres. We'll then get to enjoy a lovely little, some rolling terrain. Final climb up the Yaku climb, 1,768 metres for the run into the finish in the town of Gangja. A large crowd will await them. Town that's been waiting some time to have a start in the magnificent tour of Quinhai.